Your
Okay,
Lordship.
Mr. Ondieki,
Yes.
what is your view?
Your Lordship.
Yes.
If you look at the Mutunga rules,
Yes.
you
For
look at
constitutional matters,
rule
yes.
number 5,
Yes.
which is a guideline
Yes.
of general practice.
Yes.
It defines an interested party as a person who comes to protect a specific interest, but he cannot take over the position of the party. Because the party in this case, Your Lordship, we were served a record of appeal. In the record of appeal, it is Republic who is the appellant versus Araka Sai Kumar, who is the respondent. Those are the parties in this adjudication. All the others, they were left in the lower court. Whatever, all the other stakeholders, whatever they were.
Mr. Ondieki, with greatest respect,
Yes.
I think we'll now bring the civil procedure now and read. When an appeal is brought, what is the appeal about?
Your Lordship.
Only about what transpired in the trial court.
The record.
Yes, and that's what we are reading with you.
Yes.
So when you say you don't know where they came from, and I'm seeing Safaricom here in the trial court, are you then saying I should tell them to file an application to be joined to these proceedings? Because that is what I'll tell them to do. But I'm looking at the record which your good selves have filed, not the court.
A proper reading of the Constitution, Your Lordship, the values and the principles they are in. If you look at Article 22, which gives people locus on when you can approach the court, it does not contemplate that if the state is the complainant, because the state in this case was the complainant, it complained. Now, we want this case in the lower court. The busybodies are not satisfied. Are not satisfied. Okay, okay.
Tomorrow you'll be on the other side, Mr. Ondieki, and you'll seek the court to protect you. So let's remove busybodies.
Yes,
yeah, go on with your application.
Yeah, Safaricom, because there are nobody in this country, and
I
they have
didn't
abused
even
a lot
hear
of power.
that. Even that one I didn't hear.
Okay.
Yes.
Your Lordship, please comment.
Safaricom.
Is it for the gallery?
Please,
No.
have a seat,
No, please.
Mr. Wilson.
Yeah.
Let's allow him. He has the
Yes.
floor. Continue.
Your Lordship, the civil duty by Safaricom was to present witnesses before an independent and impartial court as contemplated by Article 50, Clause 1 of the Constitution. And that did happen. This court is independent and impartial under Article 160 of the Constitution. And it is not subject to anybody, including the blue chip companies that control billions of shillings. That is the contemplation of the law, that justice for all Kenyans under Article 159(2)(a) is for everybody, irrespective of the social status.
Okay.
So, Your Lordship, what am my argument is this. The parties per se, if strictly speaking, in this appeal, is the DPP versus Sai Kumara Raka. If these other parties are there, they can only speak through the DPP. The DPP has confirmed to the interested parties that if they did receive, where is the document? This document, which is similar to the document you have point to point, the DPP has confirmed, is the substantive party that has been, that is adjudicating in this case. So, Your Lordship, my point is this. We allowed them to do all their submissions. Today is our day when we also want to make our version of submissions. We don't want this pedantic interference from people who are not substantive parties in this appeal. They are just trying to politicize this appeal because they think they control the country. They have been stealing from Kenyans. They steal M-Pesa. They steal airtime. No, I'm on my feet. Yes, Your Lordship. So they are immune. They think they can do anything. They are invincible. And I'm telling them, Your Lordship, we can even start demonstration against Safaricom. They are the people who steal votes. And they think we don't know. They interfere. I will arrange demonstrations in all the towns in this country to ensure that the Safaricom behaves.
Please catch your breath.
Yes.
We are not yet dealing with elections. Thank God there will be elections.
We want them to open the server.
No, wait. let us leave elections to an appropriate forum.
Okay.
Let us remain with what is before this court. And this court only has an appeal of the matter that was in the trial court. That is all I have jurisdiction to deal with.
I agree.
So my view is, looking at the record, these parties were involved. Whatever we may think about them,
Okay.
they were involved. But if you feel strongly that they were not involved, then I'll urge you to make a formal application. I record. ODPP responds. The parties you say that are not parties to these proceedings also respond. Then you help me check the law to see whether they are actually part of these proceedings on an appeal or not. It's such a simple issue.
I think so.
Yeah.
Your Lordship,
Yes, so
I wish to make a formal application
Thank
now,
you.
so that
Okay.
you record.
okay.
Your Lordship, the drafters of the Constitution could never have contemplated every scenario of life. So they set principles, constitutional principles, to guide us. No, I'm on my feet, please. This is the interference that I don't
A
like.
formal application, we have, from our understanding, is supposed to be read.
Your Lordship,
There's a difference between
this
formal and
constitution needed the technicalities. I want now to make an application to exclude this interference. Your Lordship, the drafters of the constitution were very clear in their mind when they created separate agencies of government to operate autonomously. That's why they created the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. And they distributed powers in a manner that the design and architect is very clear on what is the role. So Your Lordship, the DCI investigates. After investigates, they give the ODPP, who is an independent commission under Article 157 of the Constitution. Your Lordship, if you look at Article 157, Clause 10, the DPP is not supposed to be subject to any individual or authority. If they decided that they are appealing, then the decision must be devoid of extraneous influence. My submission, Your Lordship, is that under this appeal, the DPP is not the DPP. The DPP is being pushed by Safaricom because of the muscle to appeal. And even after the appeal, they don't want to allow the DPP to argue the case in court. They want to argue the case on behalf of the DPP. Your Lordship, we pay taxes to maintain the office of the ODPP. If the ODPP has any challenge in terms of having sufficient personnel to argue appeals, the ODPP should tell us so that we can give him power to employ more people. But we cannot have a situation where we are told the DPP has appealed, but we are dealing with a decoy in the name of Safaricom. Your Lordship, we must speak, even if it means speaking alone. Safaricom must be dismantled. It is killing Kenyans. That is the truth. And so, Your Lordship, I'm on my feet and I'm submitting.
Just put an affidavit so that we can respond.
No, I'm submitting. So, Your Lordship, I'm arguing about the constitutional principles.
Yeah, and remember, any personal views you make, I
Yes.
don't
You don't write.
Yes.
Yes.
So don't expect you will see how Safaricom is
Yes,
spending
yes.
a lot of money and what those
No,
ones
no,
I won't try.
I'm just arguing
because there's
about
nothing I can do about it.
I'm arguing about the constitutional principles.
So
Your Lordship.
no. Whereas you're entitled to your views, I'm only bound to deal with only two things: law and evidence. Just that.
Correct.
Yes.
So, Your Lordship, the architects of this constitution created separate institutions.
That you have said.
Yes. And if you look at Article 249, 1B, the purpose of independent constitutional commissions is to protect the sovereignty of this country and to ensure that the rule of law is followed. So that's why I'm submitting to Your Lordship that the DPP cannot abdicate their powers to another entity to prosecute their case. It's either they have a case or they don't have a case. The second point I'm arguing, Your Lordship.
Just a minute, let me finish that. Yes, go on, Council.
The second point I'm having, Your Lordship, is that the judiciary is independent and impartial. And we start at Article 12, Clause 1, which is very clear that all Article 20, Clause 1, which binds all laws, including the DPP Act, including the Judiciary Act. All laws are bound by the Constitution, and it binds all individuals. It also binds all state organs and state officers, and the DPP and the judicial officers are the state officers. Why are they bound? They are bound by the principles and the values protected by Article 10, Clause 1 and 2. What are the principles? The principles that the integrity, if you look at Article 10, Clause 2C, that the process must be transparent, accountable, and with integrity. Then the rule of law, human rights, patriotism, and other principles. But the bottom line here, Your Lordship, I want to address is integrity. Where you find that a constitutional commission, which is independent under the Constitution, is trying to be influenced by another body called Safaricom, that principle is violated. The integrity of this process is in question. And it is our duty as officers of the court who have sworn to protect, promote, and uphold the Constitution to ensure that nothing like that happens, because it will be a travesty of justice. Your Lordship, these articles cannot be read in isolation. If you read Article 21 of the Constitution, subclause 1, it is very clear that it is the duty of the court to observe, to promote, to protect, and fulfill the values and principles in the Constitution. Your Lordship, I do respectfully submit that this is a matter that was properly adjudicated by the judiciary and a determination made. As contemplated by the Constitution. And we don't have a problem if the DPP appealed, because that is their legitimate right. That's why we are here in court, in obedience to that constitutional value, that if you are dissatisfied with an issue, you can appeal. But we have a serious problem where we can see it, that there is gross interference with this process by a strange body unknown in law. We can deal with the DPP, but Your Lordship, we don't have capacity to deal with a busybody that has a lot of money and they think they can control everything in Kenya. Okay, let me reframe it. Let me reframe it, Your Lordship. I will frame it this way. If we look at Article 159 2E of the Constitution, it is very clear that the judiciary shall apply, promote, protect, and implement the constitutional principles. What are the principles, Your Lordship? The principles I've already said in Article 20, Clause 1, Article 21, Clause 1, Article 19, 1.
Mm-hmm.
And
the articles that the court should promote, protect are
Article 20, Clause 1.
Mm-hmm.
No, Article 21, Clause 1. The court should promote, observe, protect, and fulfill the constitutional principles and values, which I have already alluded to in Article 20, subclause 1, and Article 10, subclause 1 and subclause 2. So that, Your Lordship, when you go to the command in Article 159, 1, which says the judiciary derives its powers from the people of Kenya, so that you are so exercising sovereign power of Kenya. Kenyans have donated sovereign power to you so that you can protect, promote, and fulfill the constitutional principles. So that, what am I saying? I'm saying, Your Lordship, if you look at Article 159(2)(e), it states clearly that the court shall implement the principles and protect them in the Constitution. The principles articulated in Article 21, Article 21(1), Article 10(1) and 2, Article 27(1), and all the other principles, you know them, Your Lordship. I've just given examples to highlight. So, what is my point? My point is that we can't have a situation where we are saying we are following the rule of law, and the rule of law is already defined, and it is known, where the DBB is the apparent, legitimately, and we have responded. But we have a parallel organization unknown in law who want to take over everything. Your Lordship, me, I can't accommodate that. I fought for this constitution. I was in the street. I fought for it. I've implemented it for over 20 years. And I will continue to say, no, no, no. This impunity must stop. So, Your Lordship, what is my point? My point is that this is a simple adjudication of the DPP versus Sai Kumara. Let it be that simple. This complication of other extraneous factors, Your Lordship, should be excluded. And I'm now officially applying that since the Safaricom is an unknown party in this proceeding, I play that you exclude it going forward from this adjudication. So that we know, we want to deal with an animal we know. We know the DPP.
We say animals.
Okay, we want to deal with an institution that we know,
yes.
The DPP. But we don't want to deal with the amorphous entities that are unknown in law and are undefined. Then they want to come and dictate. Kenya is a democracy, Your Lordship. Look at Article 20.
Yeah,
Kenya is a democracy, and we believe in these values.
Yes, we've made reference to 20,
Yes.
21, 159,
Even
10,
27(1). 27(1).
You want me to add
He added
27? Okay.
that Article 27(1) protects the right to equal protection of the law and the equal benefit of the law. Your Lordship, I respectfully submit that where there is gross interference by an extraneous organization, then that right of equal protection of the law and the equal benefit of the law is undermined. Because equal benefit means that you can always rush to the court and have protection. Your Lordship, what is my final submission? My final submission is that these constitutional principles are not just paper aspirations. They were not put there for nothing. It is the duty of the court to ensure that these provisions are alive and they are part of our lifestyle, and to protect them, to promote them, to fulfill them, so that everybody, when he walks in the streets, when they are in their sitting rooms, when they go to church, they know that in Kenya, yes, so that we, so that, Your Lordship, in Kenya, every individual, including Mura, Wanjiku, and Wanyonyi, whenever they walk in the streets, or to a supermarket, or to a home, they know that the law protects them. Nobody, no matter how rich or wealthy or trillions they control, will come and just trample on their rights, and they think that the rule of law will not follow its course. I submit respectively, and I pray that you exclude the non-parties in this appeal, and we deal with the DPP, because it is the DPP who appealed, and it is Sai Kumara Raka who is the respondent. I rest my case, Your Lordship.
On my part, I am not ready to put a response right now.
Okay.
The court had directed for counsel for the respondent to put in a formal application.
So you cannot proceed right now with the reply.
I would be praying for the court to direct that a formal application, which is a written application, be done.
That one I'll not allow,
Right.
because we are in the midst of submissions. We already started submissions from your end, whoever was in office before you.
Yes.
And today we were to proceed with the respondent, but an issue has been raised as to a party, Safaricom, and that issue has to be resolved before we proceed with the submissions regarding the appeal. So we have heard what the council has said. We are at liberty to prepare and respond to the same. So I'll be asking you to respond on a date that you'll be able to do that. I'll also ask the parties who are alleged not to be party to these proceedings to also respond. Yes.
That's fair.
Okay. So when do you want to do that?
Please unmute. This is the respondent.
I have muted because there are other forums involved. I'm sure you are ably represented, and all that has happened is that an application has been made orally by your advocate that Safaricom, a party who is said to be part of these proceedings, is not a party to the proceedings. So we've stopped the submissions and we are dealing with the issue of whether Safaricom is a party to the proceedings regarding the appeal or not. Further and better particulars, your advocate will tell you.
My lady, we are requesting for the 19th of February.
Okay.